Yo, what's up Banter fam? Welcome to yet another masterclass. In this series, I'm going to be teaching you my secrets, my tools, and my strategies on how I managed to do it in a short period of time. The first thing I need you to do, I need you to hit that like button. Then I need you to hit that subscribe button. And if you are looking to open any new accounts, use the link below in the description, as that will help you to get any giveaways on the show, any specials, and as well as showing love and support for our channel. In this show, I'm going to be showing you support and resistance, teaching you how to buy floors and how to sell ceilings, showing you what they are, how they work, and why they are so important to be using. With that said, this show is sponsored by BYBIT. Let's get into it. Okay, Banter fam. So what is support and resistance? Guys, these are horizontal lines that we use on charts. They help us identify where people are buying and where people are selling. Now, how many times do you see a price come down to a specific level and then it bounces? Then it comes down again to that level and it bounces. That shows you that there's a wall of buyers that are sitting at a specific price, which is known as supports. And then you get the opposite side where the chart and the price is trending up, and we're trending up. Then we get to a specific level and we get rejected. And we get to that level again and we get rejected. And that is known as a resistance, where it's a wall of people selling at the top. They got limit orders that are sitting there. Every time the price goes to a specific level, the orders are triggered and it gets rejected. Now, why do we use these guys? Now, the important thing, personally for myself, I love this strategy because when I started off, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know where to buy. And when I bought the trade, what do I do next? Where do I put my stop loss? Where do I take profits? This strategy helps you with that. This strategy helps you identify and understand that you should be buying pullbacks in the market. It prevents you from learning to FOMO in. It's going to teach you that you need to be buying on supports and you need to be selling on resistances. So it's gonna help you, give you structure to your trading and not just let you just enter this uncharted water and not understand on what to actually do. So now, how do we actually do this? Let's jump onto the charts and let me give you my view on how I take support and resistance. Now, there's always three different types of markets you can enter. Either we are trending market, we are moving sideways market, or there's an upwards market or a downwards market. Now, the first thing, as I said, the support is always going to be a base. It's always going to be the floor where price keeps bouncing at specific levels. This is a very common strategy, and that's why the strategy always works, because a lot of them have been following the strategy, and this is why we tend to find very similar buying bounces in the actual market at these levels. Now, a support, I like to see it as a floor. I like to see it, I'm standing on a floor right now in this room. This is my base. This is where I'm safe. This is where the price keeps bouncing, right? Then I got a resistance, which is my rooftop, saying this is a level we just can't get past. We keep getting there and we keep getting rejected. Now, what it basically indicates, eventually one of these are going to break. And if we break a resistance, it means we are trending up now. It means now we start falling to this sort of section over here, where there was my previous high. That's a resistance. Now we break through it. And the main thing you need to understand is every time we break a resistance, we need to make it support. So if I break my rooftop, I need to break that roof, and then I need to make it my next floor. And once I've made it my floor, I can then look at my next roof. And once I get to that roof and I break that one, I need to make it a floor. So what do I mean by that? I mean, there was the previous high. I want to see us break straight through. Once we've broken through, we then make a higher high. Now I want us to come down and test that previous high. And that is what's known as a RS flip. It's known as turning resistance into support. And once we got that, it means I've passed level 1. I've now come down and test. Now we start trending up again. What is my goal again? I want us to break through the next resistance. I want us to come down, test it as a floor, test it as support, and then continue. And same thing when we start to trend down. Now, when we are trending up, it's very simple, higher highs, higher lows, right? And it's very simple that when we are trending down, we are getting lower highs and lower lows. And it's the same concept. I'm coming down to a specific level, I bounce, I test the previous zone, I break through. So what does that mean? It means I turn support into resistance. So I'm turning my floor now into a ceiling. And as you can see, when we're trending down, price will usually break through, come test, break through, come test, break through, and come test. So it's just teaching you that there are ladders and there are steps. Now, I want to take this to a real chart now and show you on what we actually mean. So as you can see with Ethereum, I'm taking this from 2020. We were trending in a sideways sort of market. So what does that mean? There's my nearest high, there's my nearest low. So I've now set a resistance and I've set an actual support. Now, the main concept of this is we always want to be looking to be buying on supports, because what does that mean? It means we're going to be buying when the price comes down and tests home again. And once we've tested home, we're then going to chase for the next rooftop. So as you can see, when this was playing out, I am waiting. I am not entering the market. I'm not on a support right now. Let it just play through. Now what happened over there? Now, there was my previous resistance, right? That was my previous roof. Now I've broken through that. And as you can see, I've marked up my different resistances. I like to use them as, use the actual closing candle. So I like to select these lines and put them on the closing candle, just because personally, it's been a lot more accurate for me. So now that we've broken through this high over here, and we broke through this high, I want to go track my next high. And then I want to track my next one. And you see what I've basically done for myself is now I've set myself up a roadmap that I want this, where I want this price to get to and how I want it to actually get there. So I didn't buy anything in this zone, but we broke resistance, right? And when we break resistance, we usually come down and test support. So I actually want to be looking to buy in the region here of Ethereum between 280 to the 320, 330% mark. Now we let this play on. So I haven't bought yet. Now wait for it to come down, and as you can see, we went straight up, we came straight down to my support, and that's where I want to be buying. So the first thing it taught me not to chase this pump. It taught me to wait for that pullback, turn resistance into support. Now I start to buy. Now I've bought, and I know I don't want to come back into the zone again, so that gives me a little indication. Stop losses, somewhere in that level over there. Gives you a little bit of structure, right? Now I've bought. Now I bought, what's my next goal? I want to break this high, I want to turn it into support, and I want to continue this journey. So let's play this on. As you can see, it bounces on support. What happens next? Starts to rally, straight breakthrough, and as you can see over there, we broke straight through resistance, we tested a support, and now we are continuing the run. So previously in the zone over here, I bought on the test, I then put a stop loss there. Now we broke through the next one. Now it's very easy for me to take my stop loss and move it into my next zone over here, as I don't want to fall back into this channel again. I've just turned it into support. I don't want to fall back. Now we continue the run. And just have a look to see, we completely smashed through all these resistances. We smashed straight through them. Look how we come down and test these levels. So it shows you how it's a very common strategy and how people set all these buy orders in specific levels. And now we're in strong, and I can track my stop loss as we are moving up. And now the interesting part comes when now you have no more data. So remember, I've been setting my previous stuff off previous data. I've been using all the previous highs in these sort of levels for me to get this sort of guide map. Now we've broken through that. Now we have no sort of data to work off. Now this is where it gets super powerful, guys, because any new high that we create now becomes the previous support, the previous resistance, and every time we break through that, we always want to test it as support. So this was the previous one over here, where we completely broke through it. Let's allow this to play on. Boom, have a look at that. Gotta love the strategy. There we broke through resistance. So I'm not chasing the pump. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for it to come back down to test support. That's where I want to be buying. So as you can see, it would have came down, tested, and then look, now we start trailing up. Now what have we done? Now we broke straight through, we made a high. We came down, we tested support, we made a new base. Now we're looking to continue again. But this high now becomes a new resistance because it is a previous high. So I want to be setting that as the next resistance. And as you can see, price broke out, it came back down and tested. Let's see if it comes and tests it again. Whoa, look how that price, just look at this, guys. Look how accurate and fantastic it was. So what would it have taught you again? There we bought on that previous support over there, right? We then smashed through it. It would have taught you not to chase the pump, because you would have chased and you would have been buying at these specific levels. And when you break through, it's always going to come down and test a previous support. So now we really started to move to the upward side, but there was no support. Where was the nearest support? Was here. So it would have taught me, don't chase a $3,000 Ethereum, rather wait for us to come to support and rather go put an order through at $1,900. Put a limit order in there. And as you can see from that, we then broke through. Look how we came and tested it beautifully again. And as you can see, we then hovered around this zone. Look how it comes. Do you see that, guys? Do you see how price comes down, gets bought up? Comes down, gets bought up. Comes down. That's all the walls that we are talking about. So now you're buying back in the market. There we go, there we go, there we go. And look how it starts to rampage up. So what happened there? We made a high, we came and test support. Now I jump back up here. See why I like taking closing, super accurate. So now you can see that now from this level over here, we got rejected, we then came up. Look how we got beautifully rejected. So my core goal now is I'm in the market. I want us to break this next key level so we can continue the move to the upward side. And as you can see, price then starts to make its way up. Boom, we break it. Now what do we want? Come and test as support. And that's currently where we can see Ethereum playing out right now. So this was data. Remember, this strategy works on all time frames. I'm just showing you on a weekly on how this whole bull cycle of Ethereum actually played out. And look how beautiful it passes one level and comes to the actual next. It gives you a bit of structure. Don't chase the pumps, buy pullbacks. Know where to put your stop loss and know the powerful understanding of a higher high and higher low in the market. So this has just given us a simple structure on not chasing the pumps. So when we were sitting in this area over here and all of a sudden Ethereum really exploded, it would have taught us that price is always going to come and test support. And when this was rampaging on, I'm sitting there saying, no, I'm waiting for that. So instead of me staring at the price, I'm going to go and set in my order. As you can see, I am using BYBIT. For anyone that's using BYBIT, remember the link is below in the description. And I'll be setting a limit order. I'm waiting for Ethereum to hit $2,000. I'll be setting that in play, buy ETH at 2,000, and then I would be waiting. And as you can see, all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, price would come down, catch my order, buy me in, and now I could then be sitting well green in the money. Keeping it simple, keeping it easy, and keeping it accurate for you. So let's have a quick recap of the show. Now tell me, what is support and resistance? Remember, floors and you got rooftops. Floors is your supports, rooftops is your resistances. You want to be looking to buy up on support levels. You want to be looking to offloading sometimes, and resistance points. Why is this important? It's going to teach you to be buying pullbacks, buying when the bigger herds are buying at the correct levels. And same thing with selling as well. When you get specific rooftops, it's then gonna just tickle something in your brain to say maybe I should take some sort of profits, and it will just keep you aware of where you actually are. And remember, how do we use it? Refer back to this video. Remember, all of these videos are here for you to fall back on. Keep practicing, keep learning, you will soon understand it. I will see you all in the next video.